Would you look at that? It's been an entire year of Kamen Rider Gatchard. Well, almost a year, give or take 2 weeks. Thinking about it real quick, wouldn't it have been funny for this season to have 52 episodes, like a deck of playing cards? That's neither here nor there. But it's been a fun journey. I've had fun talking about them, watching it. I've had fun interacting with you all, talking about the show, what we thought of it. But there's still one question we have to answer. How will our heroes save the day? Because we catch back up with them as Grayon is revealing his ultimate plan, his big goal, his way of attack. It's a bunch of robots shooting things with gold goo. I'm saying this glib, but it's good, it's effective. And Kyoka gets in the way and gives a chance for our heroes to scatter like the wind and regroup so they can better take on Grayon. As Clotho confronts him head on, basically going like, you have abused me and my sisters, fuck you. Rightfully so. Give her her chance. Absolutely love it. As Hotaro finally comes clean to his mom and says, hey, I'm a Kamen Rider. And of course she does the typical mom things. No, I don't want you to get hurt, all this different kind of stuff. But she realizes that he is a good man who wants to do good by others. So sends him on his way, tells him to come back home, and gives him a little lunch that he shares with the crew as they figure out their game plan. Grayon, however, is going to give them their game plan whether they like it or not, as he sends the Abyssal Kings that have been dollified to fight them. Spanner and Rene are able to hold them off for a bit as Hotaro basically gears up, heads straight into the fortress to fight Grayon. And as he does, he sees Clotho having lost her battle, and basically she, while dying in his arms, says like, hey, I thought I didn't have a dream. You showed me that I did, that I wanted to be with my family. This man took that away from me. Fuck him up. As Atropos and Lotchus take her to a better place that they should have had in the first place. And while he didn't need this last little bit of motivation, this is the moment I think Hotaro fully goes, this man has to die. As he finally fully confronts Grayon, and they begin to fight. And in a fun little bit of a liner note, Ringe and Sabimaru are saving a bunch of civilians. And the civilians kind of start going like, hey, it's Alchemist, fuck you. And they just go like, dudes, the world is ending. We just saved your asses. We're just going to keep saving your asses. And we're going to make it better for us to save your asses. Fuck you. As Kajiki also comes in, helps out. And the crowd goes like, damn. They did just save our asses. Huh. No, we can help too. And they go and try to help some. Spanner is able to take down the doll version of Gigist, realizing that despite all their faults, despite their conflict, Gigist doesn't deserve to be turned into a mindless puppet. As Rene is able to connect with her dad, and they take down the other Abyssal King. Not Gigist. The other two, I think. As Hotaro and Grayon are able to beam down, continue their fight. And as they're fighting, Grayon just keeps goldifying Kemi's, limiting Hotaro's arsenal. from rainbow back to regular, using a variety of different forms. He eventually pulls out platinum, and Greyon goes, "Oh, that's shiny. Not as shiny as gold." And continuously just goldifies all of Hotaro's arsenal, all of his friends. And eventually he hits Hotaro with the gold beam. And he's like, I did it. I beat the hero. I have won the day. And we see all over the world the Dread Soldiers turning the world into his El Dorado. But Hotaro goes full on Shonen Protag in gold, that his last moments breaking through it as best as he can, telling Greyon exactly how much he sucks, and is able to reformat his belt with pieces of Philosopher's Stone, and that's my interpretation of it, and basically reboot all of his chemis, giving them a second chance. Taking so much of the energy and gold that was on Earth and putting it into basically a counter Earth. And uppercutting Greyon to this new planet so they can conduct their final battle without hurting anybody else. And on this new planet, every chemi is able to move and walk freely without fear of hurting a human being. And they all team up to beat down Greyon. And in a battle of the finishing moves, Hotaro succeeds. And in his last moment, Greyon looks up and sees Hotaro's dream of the chemis being free and happy. And he realizes just how beautiful it truly is. And then he dies. In the prologue, we see Ringe and Sabimaru lead a new era of alchemy students. Spanner and Kyoka are R&D'ing alchemy stuff, in the possibility of bringing back Laxus. So is Rine and her dad, but without Trapeau. All the while, the adults pull Marvel Comics, and basically go, all that stuff was a hoax. If you aren't aware of the reference I'm making, in Marvel Comics, the reason why more people, people continuously freak out about things like Galactus and aliens is because it's so centralized to New York. Most of Earth thinks it's like hoaxes and lies, you know? A lot of New Yorkers fucking believe it. Even then, some New Yorkers don't. It's just like, I didn't see it, fuck you. But that's what a lot of the adults are doing in this world. But Hotaro has to go out and do a thing. As he's running out the door, we get a cameo from the voice actor for Hopper. It's super cute. It's adorable. And they're on the new planet, which is basically going to become the Chemi's home right now. So they can slowly integrate them into human society without just completely upending everything. But it's a start. It's a first step. The world isn't solved. Everything isn't perfect, but it is the first step to truly accomplish what everyone wants. And then we end with the cute little cameo guest spot. Look at this upcoming thing with gavv. Empathy is at the core of what this entire show has been about. Whether it is through the conflicts between the old guard and the youth of today, in negative ways, such as how the alchemy group completely dismisses Hotaro or runs away at the slightest chance of a problem, or is in fact just pure evil like that one woman early on in the series. Or super negative like Greyon being literally an old guard who wants to stop any chance of the next generation having anything, the ultimate NIMBY, to positive versions of that with Minato and Kyoka, who are able to connect with Hotaro, Rinne, Ringe, Sabimaru, Spanner, and see how their wants and desires can ultimately do and be good. To ideas of connection and community by showing care even in dire situations, we're able to start the wider process of empathy for alchemy and chemies. And we saw that throughout the whole season. The wrestling man, the dinosaur family, the family that dealt with the cactus, like all these different little steps that is just the first step to building a better and wider community. And we also have the Abyssal Sisters wanting to build family, wanting this connection without realizing the connections they already had with each other till it was too late. To the Abyssal Kings throwing away their humanity and thus their human connections, thinking humanity as lesser and not even being able to deal with them in a healthy and constructive way, ultimately leading to their multiple downfalls. And full on being showcased in the conflict between just Hotaro and Greyon. Greyon's nihilism, his pure, unadulterated fear of anything moving, of just wanting everything to be perfect, his utter 100% want of control. He sees the world as messy and wrong, and he wants to replace it with a perfect golden world, while Hotaro holds on to massive swaths of optimism, believes, and in his heart knows things can get better. You just have to work at it. A perfect world like Greyon's cannot move, cannot grow, and fundamentally, to build anything, to grow, to do anything, empathy and connections are the way we move forward. This episode was pretty dang good. The stakes felt real. Like, yeah, you're going, oh, how the heroes are going to win, but it felt real. It felt genuine. The fight was great. Fights all over the episode were great, and Hotaro just looked completely fed up with the Greyon's bullshit. Just badass. Also, loved Clotho getting that connection with Hotaro again. However brief it was, you know. Because fundamentally she is a parallel to him. He is a little bit of a not hothead, he's a shonen protag. He's hot-blooded. He's like, yes, I'm gonna go and save the day, kind of thing. Clotho has a similar mindset with that. And the connection of understanding your dream, but also not, and Clotho not having one until she realizes she does. And it's just like, yeah, no, it's a nice parallel. And it goes with Atropos and Rinne and Spanner and Lachus as well, you know. Shame Rinne and Spanner didn't get a shot at Greyon. I understand why. You know, it made the final fight cleaner, but it would have been cool to see them get like a shot in at him. I did enjoy seeing Ringe and Sabimaru being the ones who really kind of kickstarted the acceptance of chemies and alchemy, you know, because it's Hotaro's connection to them that builds it. You know, it's all this, it's community, it's connection, it's empathy, it's all these different things layering on top of each other, building up to something bigger and grander. Loved how the end happened, you know. Hotaro's goal is still fundamentally in progress, but it is clear that one day it can be accomplished. You know, that one day chemies and humanity will be able to live fully and freely together. But right now, the chemies are safe, they're happy, and we can move forward and build that connection. And the Abyssal Sisters are still gone. That little bit of stakes, that little bit of bittersweetness is still there, and I thoroughly enjoy that. But hey, it's very possible they can come back later on in movies or V cinemas, you know, similar to Emu from not Emu, Bird from O's. Why can't I remember his name? Yeah, that's on me, not on you. And that was Gatchard. What a solid little show. Not a home run. I have made my critiques of it known, but it's not a failure. It's not bad. It's not awful. It is a good show. If it's not a home run, but it got like 2 bases, and that's pretty dang good, right? Like I said before, in previous videos, it has a lot of great elements. It's a little lumpy in the pacing, it's a little lumpy in the choices, but that's the nature of like long form yearly content that you just can't plan from beginning, middle, and end. Like, you can have a framework, but you can't know exactly what you're gonna have to do, right? And fundamentally, it will probably also flow better after the fact, but the season was really enjoyable. Of course, we can also call out the way the toys were dealt with, because, let's be honest, it was bullshit that Renee's belt accessory part was premium Bandai exclusive. That's kind of suck. It's unfair, especially when that is our first female secondary rider. It does show a lack of concern, a lack of like understanding, a lack of all this different little stuff. And on that note, it does feel like, yeah, she is our first secondary female rider, but it does. It doesn't have. It didn't feel like it had 100. It had like 80, 85, 90% of the impact it could have had, because it feels like a lot of the secondary aspects were split amongst Renee and Spanner. You know. Of course, I'm not the only ones with thoughts on Gotchard, and you can go check out Bluster's video. Go check them out. They are friends, and they have opinions. I also have opinions that I display regularly on social media and on this YouTube channel. Haha, hoo hoo hee hee. If you want to go find me on those places, look for Boingo Rider. Links are always in the description. Hey, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel. Hey, we're getting pretty close to 1,000. That's fun. And hey, if you would like to support me financially, of course, there is always Patreon. As little as $1 a month, you get exclusive content throughout the month. It's fun. It's cool. It's also going to be the home of Fight on Fies, a video series where I review episodes of Kamen Rider Fies. I've been enjoying that recently. And the home of Gobble Up Gavv. I will be talking about the show episode by episode, week by week, over there. It's going to basically be the same format as this, but on Patreon, partially just because, in a very cynical, analytical kind of viewpoint, I would like my channel to do good, and I think these videos, while entertaining and people enjoy them, it's just a little wonky. It's just a little wonky algorithmically, you know? So, yeah. It's going to be on Patreon. They're going to be 100% free. Free to the public. You don't have to do anything. They're just going to be there. Check them out. And hey, if you want to join my Discord community, a link to that is in the description. We have fun. We talk about shit and jazz. And finally, we have the last round of comments for Gather Up Gotchard. First up from Beyblade Geek USA. Alright. Kurogane means black steel. And you know what? Should have fucking remembered that. Because you hear the word Kuro used all the time in goddamn anime, and it's black. So yeah, I should have fucking remembered that. I knew in the back of my head, I knew there was something there. Next up from Slime Beast. Yeah, Kurogane and just pure silver looks very fucking clean. Shame we only have it for like 2 episodes. But we can always see it more in like movies and V-Cinemas, and I think that'd be fun. That'd be cool. Next up from ZX. Yeah, Rayon suit looks fantastic. It's great. It looks cool. My immediate thought of like, oh, looking at the head, I'm like, why does it look a little bit like a jester? And then my brain goes to like Final Fantasy VI, and it's just like, is this a connection I should be making? I don't know. But yeah, no. All these great suits in these last 3 episodes. Shame it's only in these fucking episodes. It's big shame. Not big shame, like I understand why you were doing it, but it's like, oh man, it'd be fun to see those suits more. You know? It'd be cool. Next up from just some random guy. Greyon has been pushing so many of Hotaro's buttons, and that look on Hotaro's face as Clotho disappeared from his arms, it's just like absolutely just a look of, I am going to murder this man. This man is going to die by my hands, one way or another. He is not going to be allowed to live. And I think that's hilarious that Hotaro, this kind, bubbly, good-natured guy, this whole series, at the end, is just like, nope, fuck this guy. This guy has to die now. It's funny. Next up from Fish Pop. They can say it's spelled Gilon, and I can tell them they're wrong because I fucking hear Greyon. Like, here's the thing. We've accepted that it's Geryon. It still sounds like Greyon to me. It sounds like Greyon. You know, I kind of futz with it. Greyon, you know. But yeah, Spanner's cool. Very Iron Man-like. I like the mechanical noises. And honestly, in my personal opinion, if there is going to be like 3 to 4 riders in a season, one of them should be big and bulky and very mechanical and be kind of like a Metal Hero. I just think it'd be cool. You know, if they're not gonna make Metal Hero, have a regular rider have like reoccurring rider characters be Metal Hero-esque. And finally, from Esconde, you brought up a lot of like little elements that they had to get through, and just going like, wow, yeah, there was a lot they had to get dealt with, but like they were able to accomplish it all right, you know. Didn't feel rushed. It felt good. It felt nice. It felt like they did what they wanted to do. And yeah, you posted some of the producers' blog talking about youth and the age conflict and all that kind of stuff. It was like, yeah, no, it's a continuation of the idea of empathy, of just like the ones who can't connect with others reject the youth, but the ones who can are able to help nurture it and bring on a better and more valuable tomorrow. And with that, this has been Gather Up Gotchard, and I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good week, and I hope that you treat everybody you come across kindness and empathy, and remember that every person is a person living their own life, and to give them the chance. Till next time.
I'd like to give a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters. Esconde.